Now, for those people who don't know me, my name is Roger Sotom, and I'm one of the Chevening alumni. We just finished our master's program. It was crazy. It was really crazy. When they asked us during the interview, how will you manage to cope with the pressure? We had crammed answers. We'll do this. I can prioritize on task. I can do this. Now, when it comes to, and now I don't know, they say put come to show. It was tough. But we have managed to finish. Today, I think for our class, we submitted last week. The deadline for submission of the project or dissertation was last week, which was 5th. Today, somebody is still collecting data today in our class. You can just imagine what time they will finish. So it can really get hard. So I know many people have reached out to me, oh, please help. And as you have just seen in the group, already there are 40 people. I can't help, share information to one person at a time. I will die, and I also have some things to do. So I just decided to bring us together in the group. I will be sharing information on the group, not just my information that has been created by other people giving their testimonials or insights, and then you will be able to get them at one point. Some are the materials I used, some are materials from fellow Cheveners in this particular cohort. And please don't just ignore this. During this, I think it's now 55 days or 56 days. During these 50 plus days, your task is one. Your task is to study. Just read. You have to do a lot of reading. Okay. And some people may be wondering, where do I start from? So, these people, friends who ask you, I want to apply for Chevening. Can you please send me a link? I used to find that question to be very, very annoying, because someone wants to apply for Chevening. You think, from where I sit, I think this person should be proactive enough and has already taken initiative, found the website. The energy that you are using to, type. Can you send the link? I think if you just typed the same on Google, you will find the link. Now you will have to type, send, I will have to read, go on Google, look for it, then bring it back, post it. So it's creating, we are spending a lot of energy of human species for no reason. But I've also found that some people's concerns are very genuine. That's why I'm having this session on mind mapping, because some of the questions they ask on scholarship may look really basic, but they totally don't know where to start. So that's the reason as to why we are going to have this session. So objective is just to create a roadmap for the Chevening Scholarship, and we are going to use a tool called mind mapping. And then the second objective is that at the end of this session, you should already be on the system. At the end of this, you should already be on the system, or immediately after this session, you need to be on the system. Okay? You need to be on the system. Penina Mugire said she can't hear me. Can you confirm? Can someone confirm I can be heard? Penina just said she can't hear me.
You are very audible from my end.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay, Sylvia said she can hear me too. Okay. So as I was saying, the end goal is at the end of this, you should already have a very clear picture of what mess you are getting yourself into for the next 2 months or less than 2 months. And then by the end of tomorrow, you should start, because you don't have so much days. You don't have much time, as you will see. So you can use a paper. but I will use a tool called iMind, because if I use tab paper, we will be struggling to see. So, you know, Chevening application in itself is very complex. It's very complex and very detailed as well. People think it's just about emails. It's not just about emails. So what I want to do, this mind map will help us to just try to make sense of the application process from the beginning to the end and see what do you need in the process. So don't mind how I use the tool. I'll just pick something in the center. So if you have a pen or a book, I may share the copy of this if the software doesn't scratch. At the center of the A4, just draw a circle, something of that sort, and write Chevening application. Not that. Delete. Just write Chevening application. Okay. So after you have written that, then now we need to start branching. So what is it in Chevening application? I may not be sharing my full screen. Let me share my desktop. Yes, now I hope you are seeing my screen. So at the center, we have Chevening application. I'll bring it at the center. It's already at the center, I believe. Okay. So we have Chevening application at this point. Okay. So we will ask ourselves, what then do we want to branch, or what are some of the things that we love to think of? Okay, let me just enlarge this. The first thing we need to think of is universities that we want to apply. So I want you to just draw a line. This thing needs to be big enough so that those who are on the phone are able to see. Perfect. So I want you just to draw a line, and on that line, just say university application. It's actually not university, it's universities application. Okay. So I'll use my example. In my example, I had 3 universities. I had Bristol, which was my first choice at the point of application. Okay. And I also had Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh University, not Edinburgh. And then I had Warwick, which was my last choice, and it happens to be the place where I am. I've currently just, it happens to be the place where I just finished. Okay, it's Warwick, not Warwick. UK has very funny pronunciation. So after you have written your universities, you know you need to do applications in the 3 universities. So you have to decide which course. The course you're applying for the Chevening must be the same course in the 3 universities. The names might be different, but the content of the course must be the same. So if you are studying, for example, innovation and entrepreneurship like me, that was the same course I applied for in Edinburgh, Bristol, and Warwick. Now, one reason as to why your application will not even go forward is you have applied from the University of Oxford, you want to study pharmacy. In the University of Birmingham, you want to study nuclear science. In the University of Coventry, you want to study mechanical engineering. Somebody will just know you don't have a career plan. So that's that one, they will not even read your emails, your essays, because the system will just automatically log you out or filter you out. So ensure the course is similar. So here you need other things which you need to think of right now. First, you need your CV. Okay. And then you will need your personal statement. Personal statement. You will need recommendations. So let me just write recommendations in here. You'll need recommendations. And in recommendation, you may need two recommendations, okay? You may need professional for school, professional recommendation. And then you may need, again, academic here. Yes, academic reference. I'll just call them reference, okay? Instead of this recommendation, let me change it to reference. Okay. Now, please note something to note in the academic reference or professional reference. Avoid Gmail. Avoid a referee that gives you emails. Things to avoid. Let me just say things to avoid here. Avoid using referees with gmail.com or yahoo.com. So what I mean, let them use professional, school, or company email address. Okay, so you will need your personal statement, you will need your CV, you will need to apply here, okay? You need to do your application. And that, I will give it this. You need the application. And the application, you will have to fill the form. Okay. In the application, you may be required to have English test. So English test, let me just do again this one. You may be required to do English test. All of them are going to require English test in some way. English test. Okay. And then this English test, it can be waived depending with university. So if you are from University of Nairobi, you can go to, actually they will send you, there's an email, but you will have to go to the examination center. They will give you an email where you send your certificate, and then they will write to you a letter explaining to the university you're applying to that all your courses or modules were taught and tested in English. So you can get exemption letter. It's called exemption letter from your university. Okay. Another way to, some universities will accept. So Bristol accepted this. Edinburgh accepted this. Warwick refused. So you may also need to do the real test. So the real test we have, for example, most accept Duolingo English test. There is IELTS. I don't even know how to pronounce it well, but it's called IELTS. I think it's by the British Embassy. And then there's Pearson or Pearson Vassant. So I told Warwick University I'm not paying for English test. I'm not going to spend 20,000 for an English test. I'm going to Edinburgh. You stay with your offer. So actually, Warwick paid for my English test. This Pearson Vassant, and I just sat on a computer. I didn't even study for it, and I passed by narrow margin. When I just saw the link that university has paid, please sit for the test, I just sat down, I didn't study for it, and I passed. So what is remaining here? Application, you need to remember that there may be application fee. So in this application fee, other universities will waive if you mention that you are applying for Chevening. Okay, so that includes Warwick. They waived my application fee. Bristol waived my application fee. Edinburgh refused. So Edinburgh, I paid £60. That was about 9,000. Right now it would be about over 10,000. So I paid. Others will have to pay. So if you really, it depends with how much do you want to, how much are you serious with going to the with pursuing your further studies. Okay, so this one we are just on Bristol alone. So what I'll do, I'll copy this Bristol thing. Okay, and then I will apply that to Edinburgh, and I will apply that to Warwick. It's the same thing. Okay, so if I narrow down, you see how our things are coming. So that means you will need 3 recommendation letters. You will need to do applications like that. Okay. So if you have any question on university applications, please let me know. So we are going to, I'll just expand it so that you appreciate it. And then I'll just go to another thing. Okay. Then we go here and start another route. So the next route is going to be the scholarship itself, scholarship application. So here we have forms to be filled, and then we have essays to be written. So I will say we have essays, which will take much of your time. And then if we come here, we have forms to be filled. Forms to be filled. Okay. So I'll just, try to bring it down a little bit. So there are 4 essays. So first essay is on, so let me just use this. First essay is on leadership. The second essay is on networking. The other essay is on networking. Why UK? Or studies in the UK. Study in the UK. In UK. And then the last essay is on career plan. It should be 500 each. It should be 500 each, words each, 500 words each. Okay. So we'll then go into what does it entail to write a leadership essay? What does it entail to write a networking essay? What does it entail to write study in the UK essay, career plan essay? Forms to be filled. I just want you to be very careful here. Be very keen with filling the forms. There are informations, for example, contact details. Once you fill them, you can never change them. So in the section where it says contact details, primary email, phone number, ensure that those you're very keen, and before you save, actually not submit, before you save or proceeding to the next session or section, ensure that you have the correct details. I had a situation where I had my email. My email was something like this. So this is what I was trying to do. My email, primary email was Rogers. Come on. My primary email was rogers@bafunde.com. So I was trying to look for I was trying to put the secondary email where the scholarship, get it to 14. I was trying to look for another, there's a section where an input field where you put your secondary email. So what I did, you'll see how stupid I was. My primary secondary email is Rogers dot. That's not my date of birth. Don't be confused. At gmail.com. So at the point of submitting, the mistake I made, let me just expand it. At the point of submitting the mistake I made, I wrote rogers.9for.autom@bafunde.com. Now, I hope you have already started to see how silly the mistake was. My mind just wrote I just combined my secondary email with the primary email. And this email did not exist. This email did not exist anywhere. And so I was in trouble. I was in trouble. This email did not exist anywhere. So what I did, after I knew that I was allowed to, I was selected to proceed to the interview, because I manage Bafunde emails, I went and created this so that if any information was sent, it would land to that inbox. But if you don't have that alternative, then you're cooked. Okay? You're cooked. Okay, so we are done with the scholarship application. These forms, be very keen. There's much work to be done here, okay, around essays. Then the next thing, I will have to mention this for Chevening differently. You need references or referees. Please, 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 please reach out to your referees in time. And then for the referees, they will need a recommendation. Okay. So probably the person recommending you for Chevening is the same person recommending you for the universities. Ensure that you have an academic, the same thing that we had here, academic and professional. So I'll just copy this too, and I'll bring them here and paste them. Okay. Again, avoid Yahoo, avoid Gmail. Okay. So let me bring the recommendation down here so that it looks a little bit like that. Now, in these recommendations, you will have to write them yourself, because let's see. Ideally, people should write the recommendation letters for you. But see, you are applying for 3 universities. You're applying for Chevening. So in essence, one person is going to write like 4 recommendation letters. 4 recommendation letters. Now, your recommendation letters for the universities should be ideally similar, because you're studying one course. So it's just a similar thing. You just change the address of the university and change probably the address of the university and who the letter is referring to. For Chevening, the same thing. One common mistake people do, which costs them. Chevening has already mentioned in their website, let the reference letters be addressed to Chevening, to a particular address. Then when you tell your school or your lecturer to recommend you, what they normally do, they say to whom it may concern. That one will go to the dustbin. Okay? That one will go to the dustbin. Chevening has their own, let me put that one here. There are guidelines for recommendations. So if you came to me to recommend you, if you came to me to recommend you, it's highly unlikely that I will go to the Chevening website to study the Chevening guidelines, then write for your recommendation. It's upon you as the applicant to study the guidelines for recommendations, write them, send to the person, ask them to change anything they want to change, let them put that on a letterhead, and then do for your recommendation. Okay? So we are done with the referees. Okay? Then you want to think of the next thing is, the next thing here I will put is, so let me just say immigration. Another thing you need to start thinking of is in immigration. So for the immigration side, you will want to think of documents. Okay. So in documents, you will have to think of passport. You have to be a friend to Kindiki. So in the passport, I will say start early. Start early. It doesn't matter whether you get a scholarship or not. The passport expires in 10 years. Okay. So just start early. Start early. I think they say it will take 21 days. Mine took about 5 months. And I will tell the story another day. The difference between my age and my mom's age, because my mom took ID when she was old. We were already going to school. When she took her ID, the difference between me and my mom's age was 11 years. 11. So when we went to apply for passport, I was clever. I didn't go to Nyayo House. So I traveled to Kisumu because I knew Kisumu, at least the numbers are low. And I was sent away. They told me, the immigration officer told me, difference between your mom and you, 11 years. Go either bring the real mother or change the ID of date of birth of your mom on the ID. And you know, in Kenya, you can change any particulars, but you cannot change the date of birth of any person. You can change the name, but you can never change the date of birth. So I went to Siaya, just moving, sijui huduma number, sijui what. Then a gentleman in Siaya told us, I just went and looked for this, you look for these big people. And he told me, you see the way you have come to me, I went with my mom. We even went and sworn affidavit and things like that. And the guy told you, see the way you have come to me, just go to the immigration offices in Kisumu and just ask to see the manager. And you see the way you have come and asked for me and I've seen you, talk to them. He's human. He will listen to you. So I went there with my mom on a motorcycle. And no, we didn't go on a motorcycle. That was when we were going to Siaya. And we went to Kisumu and I spoke to this guy. I showed him, I had even unconditional offer from Bristol University. I said, and I'm very likely going to get Chevening scholarship. I need the passport. The Chevening results had not come then. The Chevening results had not come then, but I was just so hopeful. So I got it. The guy listened to us, called the immigration office and said, help this young man to go and study. And that's how I got that sorted. So start early. So you will need documents, passport, start early. You'll need a visa. For the visa, it's that comes at the end. And if you have any problem, there's a lady called Eunice. There's a lady called Eunice. No, Alice. So there's a lady called Alice in group. She works with UNICEF. UNICEF. They are based in Westland. She will help you with that. I know you can do it, but just to be sure that everything is done well, she will help with that. All their services are free. If you have any doubt which university is good, also talk to Eunice. Talk to Eunice here. She's in the group. I don't know why I say, oh, I know why I'm saying Eunice. It's Alice. Alice from UNICEF. I saw her, she joined the group. All their services are free. They're based in Westlands. Okay. If you want to know which university is good in what, just go. And I will pin, I will tag her so that you get her number on the group. She will tell you which university is good in what, which university is good in what. She will even help you in the application processes. All. You can even send all this information to her, and then she will be able to help you apply. But I just did the application for myself. I didn't rely on them. So here, under documents, you may need TB test, which you will have to do later. These are just later documents. You will need yellow fever. You can leave Kenya without yellow fever, but you can't come back without it. So you need a yellow fever certificate, things like that. What am I forgetting now in this application? So basically, I think this is the major thing. You need to think of your courses. Now, before you apply for the university, okay, you need to choose your courses very well. So I will put that one here. And I want it to be like the first thing you need to consider. Okay, your courses. Okay. So in your courses, when you are applying for the course, like the choice, I want you to, not I want you must do this. When it comes to choice, you must consider what the UK government is doing in your country, not in Africa, not in the world, in your country. So in Kenya, what is the UK doing, government doing? What the hell? So let me, I messed up my diagram and I know what to do. Just bring it up. Okay, so what is the UK government doing? What the UK government is doing in your country? Oh, and how do you know about this? You have to do research. Follow them on social media. So if you go to Facebook, if you go to their Instagram channel, see the things they post. You'll see either they post things about wildlife. So you just take, so they care about wildlife. Okay. Or they're posting about innovation. Oh, so they care about innovation. Look at the projects they partner with. For example, in my case, my mentor is the Kenya Innovation Agency, Kenya Innovation Agency. My mentor, who was my boss at some point, is the CEO of Kenya. So I knew that these people had a program called Innovation Bridge with the UK. Like I had the first-hand information. This is my mentor. And you see, it's being supported by the UK government. So that was like having a first-hand information. So maybe my mentor didn't know, and he was telling me, "No, we have got this project." So okay, that's good. But then I mentioned that in the application. You can go to Facebook. So I don't want cookies. My goodness, I have to log in again. Oh. Okay. Let me see. Always have two-factor authentication. But now I have to send it on my phone. I have to wait. And as I wait for that, maybe Instagram, the same thing is going to happen to me. Yeah, it has come. If you don't want to be hacked, have two-factor authentication in almost everything so that we don't see, you tagging us with 1,000 others. Save the browser. So if I just look, why is it taking long loading cookies? UK government. UK government. So if you just look UK government in Kenya, you see UK in Kenya. So just go to this page, look at the things they post. Okay, so that's about Chevening. So you see climate partnership. So you know climate change. So by the way, now when you are writing your essays, for example, on your career, if you just mention that there's a climate partnership delivering 500 billion worth of green infrastructure project, they know that, they have that fact. You have to put it there on the essay. Okay, so you see climate change there. Again, here's a climate summit. Okay, just see this one are the people who are coming on board. The Chevening is coming on board. So here you see Eldo Hub. So this is about innovation again. Okay. So here is sustainable and prison. Here again, prison something. Military. Environment, health, well-being, inclusive economies. So just look at that. I just don't want to give you everything. I don't want to I've already spoon-fed you enough. But if you just do that, go to their Instagram pages. That's how you will know some of the things they do in Kenya. The other way you can do, just look at, you can just search UK funding projects in Kenya. Okay. And you look for government website. Okay. So you see they support Big Four. And this was July 2023, probably outdated because that's the past regime. But there's a government website for the UK. I think it's Development Tracker. If you just look for a place, for example, Kenya, it will show you the things that they do. Okay, with what amount. So education for life project, you see environment, you see sustainable urban economic development. So when you are choosing your course, please align your courses to these things. Okay. align your courses to these things and ensure that you are also putting those things. For example, if I was studying medicine, I would want to put something on reducing maternal and newborn deaths in my essays and say which the UK government has been supporting. And you also just go here and then you get the data, okay? Which is started supporting in 2014 and is coming to an end in June, or came to an end in June, something of that sort. It spends something like this. Mention those facts.
Hi, Rogers.
Hi.
Could you just go back a bit? Where do you get this information, please? I missed it.
I just Googled. It's called devtracker.fcdo. FCDO is Foreign Commonwealth Development Office.gov.
Okay, thank you.
So that's another site. So I've told you Instagram, Facebook, and then this site. Okay. So use those statistics. Show them that I know you guys have been doing this. Okay. So if you came to this dev.tracker and we were just here, dev.tracker, just look for it here. And then I searched Kenya. So I will see the projects that they have been doing and in which areas. Okay. So if you send me an essay and I don't see those things, I know either you didn't join my session, so you're wasting my time, or you have not studied. So I'll because imagine reading 40 essays, 40 times 4, that is 160. Is it another master's? So just do the right thing so that we don't have back and forth. So that is it. So let me go back to the Chevening website. I want to review this. So choice of the course, you need to align it with what the UK is doing. You need to align it with your career. What are your career goals? You need to align it with probably your course that you did. And I hear questions like, can I do another master's from a different field? My undergraduate was in biochemistry. My master's is in innovation and entrepreneurship. So that should answer you that, yes, you can have, but do you demonstrate that immediately or before I left campus, my mentor, like my story was so coherent. My mentor, who is currently the CEO of Kenya Innovation Agency, started a startup and it was like, this thing is in dust. I don't have time. Can you run it? And I started running Bafunde. So I didn't go into employment. So I did Bafunde for about 3 years before I got the scholarship. So you see, okay, this guy did biochemistry, but he started doing this thing immediately or before he finished campus, and he has been doing it since, and he has results to show for it. Okay. So I also want you to consider if the scholarship is for you. So I want you to ask this question. Is this scholarship for me? Okay. And there are different parameters. The things like people ask about age, people ask about experience, people ask about merit. So Chevening is not merit-based. So Chevening, even if you have second class lower and you have shown that you are a doer, they will give you the scholarship. So you have to know that they are merit-based scholarship. I'd covered the types of scholarship in the previous video, so I don't want to repeat it. You can go watch that on YouTube. But what Chevening does is that it looks for people who have demonstrated that they have some aspects of leadership. Okay, they are really concerned about leadership and networking. Do you have, or have you demonstrated in your life that you're a leader? And you are the only one who can answer those questions. Some people come to me and I can judge that they cannot get it. Some people come to me and I judge that they can get it. there was this gentleman, and thank God he reached out again, and he has already submitted his essays for reviews. This gentleman applied last year, and his essay was the best. To me, he had ticked all the boxes. So I had mentioned 5 people. I helped to review the essays. I was sure 4 are going to the interview stage, and he didn't get to the interview. I was so pained because he ticked all the boxes. I don't know whether he got it wrong in the course, but the essays were better because other people received their regret like 2 weeks before. He received the regret on the day the other people received the invitation to the interviews, meaning his essay was good. I just wish, I know if he is here or if he will watch, he knows himself. Just think of the course. Maybe we got it wrong in the course. I've been thinking of that for the past 6 months. I think we got it wrong in the course, or you got it wrong in the course. Okay. So that's it. You want to think of, so if you have been doing something, for example, you have started something, you have started a company or something, just try. You can try Chevening. If you have the Chevening essays, you can easily apply for MasterCard with the same content of the essays. Maybe you will tweak a little bit here and there. Where there is British Embassy, you change to MasterCard Foundation, something of that sort. You just have to edit the content. Just don't take it from Chevening, and then with the Chevening alumni of 55,000 members, then you apply the same content on MasterCard. But I know from what happened to, and I will mention her name, called Grace. She's now in Scotland. She just arrived this week actually. She used the essays for the Chevening to apply for MasterCard. She got invited for the Chevening. She didn't get the Chevening, but she got the MasterCard with the same content of the essay. Okay. And now I was asking her, can you share with me the essays you edited? She was like, I didn't change much, but my laptop is back in Kenya because MasterCard gave us a new laptop, new MacBooks. She didn't even say laptops, new MacBooks. And I was like, okay, forgive us. Okay. And I talked about these scholarships before. So if you have started something, you can apply for MasterCard, you can apply for Commonwealth, and you can apply for Chevening as well. So that's for this session. Now we will look for going into leadership, networking, study, career plan, but I don't know. There's so much information on this. Instead of me redoing it again, I can just be sharing on the WhatsApp group some of the things that needs to, you can, if it's on leadership, I will share with you. But I think I need to teach people how to read, how to write. One thing I realized, people don't know how to write. I also didn't know how to write. People don't even know that head, thorax, abdomen. Like, people don't know the structure of any literal writing. Someone is starting with the conclusion, and then in the middle he is bringing introduction, or she's bringing introduction. At the end, he's now doing the body, putting full stop. So I will have a session on how to write logically, but this should help us. It should give you an overview of what needs to, what this entails, and you have a lot of support. I will be sharing links of other webinars that are being conducted. I know this month and next month there will be a lot. Okay, so I will just be sharing resources. It's your world. So apply 60 days or 56 days, I think, that are remaining, or 54. It's 10 million worth of scholarship. They have even added you more money than us. Okay, they have added you about 100 pounds. That is 100. That's about 20,000 per 100 pounds. Let me see. They've added you more money than us. Times. They've added you 18,000 per month. So again, choose. I had mentioned choose a place where you are going. So in the essays, so here we'll also see the way we have gone into the recommendation and things. In the leadership or in the universities, you will also have to go through. For example, here they will ask you why university, why this particular university. So there are 1,000 things also, or tens of things you need to answer. What are the modules? What are the modules? How do they align to your career goals? Okay. So we'll go into this other leadership networking, okay, later, because then we will not finish. But this is like sort of the things that you need to think of right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on outline right now. And okay, there I just have an outline. I'm going to click to export. And I'm going to save this as a document. I don't need the central image. And I'm going to export it. So as you do your application, please, I'm going to share this on the on WhatsApp right now. Just to ensure that you check on those things. So something like CV, you need to look at it. You need to study how to do CV. Something on academic reference, you'll have to learn that. Personal statement, you'll have to read on how to write personal statements. Because a university like Warwick will show you. Just search here. Acceptance rate at Warwick University. So you see it's 14%. So if probably 100 people applied, and this was in 2014, I think it's less than, actually it's less than, it's about 12%. So if 100 people applied, 14 people will get it. So you'll have to ensure most of these universities, the acceptance rate is low. And you have to ensure that you do you start applying as early as possible. Some courses are really demanding, and by December they're closed. They are closed. They will tell you it's closed. So you need to apply early when they open. I think some are already open. Some are starting in October. Okay. So that's all. So maybe if there are any questions, you can ask. Second objective. My goodness. Just go here to chevening.org. I'd shared this. Click apply. It will ask you which country. I've seen most of people in our group are Kenyans. Just click Kenya scholarship, and then you click on that. I think they have a very terrible user experience because I had to scroll down. Okay, to get this. But that I think also is just to show you what are some of the eligibility. This time around I can pronounce eligibility. Okay, so you just need to see these things. What are some things that you need to do? So you are just from university. You don't have 2 years experience. Please, it's kind. You can join the sessions, yes, but just know that you need at least 2 years of work experience. Okay? No, this is for return. Just know that you need about 2 years of work experience. You need upper second class. Okay? Typically. Okay? So just look at this. Work hours. Okay, this is what I was just trying to say. And if you want help with other universities, Instead of going to UNISERV, if you choose, just click on these links. This website is 50 years old, 50 years old. So if you just go to these links, you will find universities here. Okay. And if you just click on this, for example, just say in London or West Midlands, just say you want to search all universities. So let's say I want to study, what have I done? So let's say I want to study nutrition. Now, what is climate? Climate, just search climate. And then it will give me all universities that do climate courses. Okay, and I can go to second page. Then now you have to do the research of the university. Because when you click on university, for example, University of Reading, it will take you to the institution website. It will give you this, click on that, go study about that university, because it will help you in writing your essay. Okay, look at study life, look at about them, look at the environment, go look at the reviews people share on Reading University, look at their course ranking. Our time is over. This was to be 1 hour. Course ranking, UK universities 2023. So if you for example look at this, you see that currently Oxford is number 1. Want to deny. My university was number 8 last year. Right now it's number 9. Edinburgh was number 6 last year. Right now it's number 10. See something on, and it's over 100 of them. UK is thriving because of the universities. Okay. Annually, I think foreign students bring about 40 billion pounds worth of investment or worth of spending into the UK. 40 billion, that's over 4 trillion. almost all, over 6 trillion, I think. Almost all the debt Kenya owes. Students come and spend, because about 500,000 students come every year to these universities. 500,000 a year. 500,000 students. And mostly you will be minority in these universities. Mostly they will be Indians and Chinese, those who have money to pay. Okay, and Africans are few. So that one, get used to that. Africans are few. So that's all for today. I will take questions.